Hey, vinyl community. We're back. Or I'm back. We're back. We're all friends. This is ostensibly kind of part 2 to the last video where I ran out of time. So it's a continuation of my last video, which I titled and proclaimed it to be, and I stand by this. My greatest single vinyl haul, one-shot cheap vinyl. If you haven't seen that video, please, come on. It's a good one. And mixed in with those records that I didn't have time to show last time is cheap vinyl finds I've had since then. I have my birthday present, which is a grail or grails, plural, of a certain genre, and I need to show you that and talk about that really quickly. What else do I got? I got a couple new records. I got a VCLT, and just other things. So anyways, and I got coffee. Funny how that works out. You can tell I'm back to work, by the way. Last week I was off work. This week I'm back to work because my hair. I'm back to filming these things at odd hours. So when my hair's a complete clusterfuck, you know I'm back to work. But I got coffee. Anyways, let's just get right to this. What you're listening to, I turned it down a bit because I'm getting emails from YouTube about they're picking up music in my videos. And they're still posting them, but someone's making pennies off my videos and it's not me, so I turned it down slightly. Anyways, it's Greg Kihn. See, whenever this song comes on, I gotta stop, but today I'm gonna plow forward for you. This is Greg Kihn. This is the, what's this one? This is, oh, rock and roll. Greg Kihn. This song in particular is maybe the greatest, I will proclaim this the greatest power pop song of all time, called The Breakup Song. Everyone knows this one. If you don't, I would stop my video right now, listen to it on YouTube, and come back. And if you do it that way, I get an extra view. So it works. I introduce you to an awesome song and I get more views. Try to find this CD. Now that is rare. Most, other than his greatest hits album, his early albums, these are rare things. Anyways, Greg Kihn. One of my, along with the Knack and a few other bands, some of my favorite power pop ever made. There you go. Let's go to this. I got a VCLT, another one from DJ Trish. I'm not showing you my address because you'll take my stuff. I would take your stuff. I'm kidding, I wouldn't. If you don't know DJ Trish, like I said, I'll leave her link to her channel in my description. Not there, right there. Just a wonderful lady, and if you're nice to her, she'll send you mixed CDs. Another great one, Trish. This one's going to go in my car. I just got this. So this will be in my car until I get your next one. What I like, well, I always talk about this, but when I get her CDs, it's an incredible mix of things I do know, things I haven't heard in a while, and things I don't know. But somehow they all kind of fit together, which is in my day, which was the mark of a good mixtape or a mixed CD. So thank you, Trish. Go to her channel. She's awesome. And she'll send you CDs if you're really nice to her. So thank you, Trish. Another great CD. I really do appreciate that a lot. There's so much to show you. It's been just awesome. And my birthday. Oh, I don't know if I already said this because I'm another year older and I'm even more forgetful. Thank you for the birthday wishes on my last video. And to those people who I'm friends with on Facebook and other social media platforms. Did I sound hip on that one? Platforms. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I really do appreciate that a lot. I don't know where that was going, but thank you very much for that. I got some cassettes, so we'll blow through those. Some people like cassettes, but Black Sabbath Volume 4. I got to show you this one really quick. All kids my age just blew this cassette apart. That's how much we listened to it. Thriller. This is the exact kind of one I got. It's not pressing. What is it? A winding? A spooling? This is the one we had when we were kids in Canada, the white one. And you listen to it so much that all the printing would get wiped off, and you'd have to take a piece of Scotch tape and write on it what it is, because you would forget what it is. But for nothing more than nostalgia, and I have about, something you guys don't know about me, and although I've been selling them off, I have about, at one point I had about 50 Walkmans. I used to have a Walkman collection. Mostly Sonys too, all variants. And so I have Walkmans coming out of my you-know-what. But I've been slowly selling them off. I used to have a big display cabinet with all my Walkmans, and you gotta pick and choose what you collect. But I still have about 25, 30 left. But tonight I'll break out a Walkman and I'll relive the past with Thriller. It's Thriller, for God's sakes. Rush Moving Pictures and a Bryan Adams EP. Canadians, you'll probably have seen this a billion times, but Diana by Bryan Adams. This was, I believe, and if I'm wrong, you'll let me know about it. I don't script these things. You guys know this. Diana was a leftover track from Reckless. This is how on fire the guy was. Diana didn't make the cut, and it's still one of the heavily played song on the radio here. And then along with this came, what was it? A live version of Summer of '69, possibly? A studio version, I guess. And the Bryan Adams Mega Mix, which is actually pretty good as far as those things go. So I have the vinyl for this one, but just why not? All right. I'm trying to think of where I go now. Okay, I got my Grail coming up. But 2 new records. One I found in a store I never go to. And then one came in the mail today. This is the one that came in the mail today. It's so fresh. I haven't even opened it yet, but this is a set completer for INXS. This one I thought I was like, you guys probably know this if you're a viewer of a long time, or it's early. If you've been watching my videos for a while, a lot of times I think I've completed a discography by an artist, and then I'm like, oh, I brain farted, and I'm like, oh, I still have one more to go. Well, this is one. I think many months ago I thought I completed my INXS collection, and I didn't. Because Elegantly Wasted came out on vinyl, finally, without having to buy that box set. So they released this individually, finally. This was their last album with Michael Hutchence, and the only last album I'll recognize from INXS. I think they did that album Switch with whatever Fortune, whatever his name is, JD Fortune, and I don't regard that as an album at all. Some people like it. Anyways, the last album they did with Michael Hutchence, it's okay. Elegantly Wasted's a good song, and Don't Lose Your Head, I guess. But I had to complete that circle. I had to close it and complete the discography for INXS, one of my favorite bands. And this is the one where you're gonna look at me sideways. Think I lost my head. But I've been looking for a copy of this. About 2-3 years ago, SRC audiophile vinyl. They're a company that reissues high quality pressings on vinyl, but they're very limited. They did a run of Silverchair albums. They did, I think, their first 3 or 4. I can't remember now. But the one I wanted, I think some are still kicking around on different Amazons around the world, but I don't pay. I finally found a copy of Freak Show on vinyl, double, is it red vinyl? It's red or green, I can't remember now, and I'm not opening it. But I went to this store I never go to, and sitting in the rack, you know, after me kind of looking all over for Amazons and different online stores, looking for I just missed the boat the first time around. I finally found a copy. I think this must have been sitting in their bin for 3 years, and it's one of those stores where, if you go in and you buy a Silverchair, they might bug the shit out of you, but I don't care. And the reason why I have fond memories of this album, really quickly, is in 1997, when I was back in that retail world, Silverchair played a festival here in my city called Edgefest, and they played our big, massive football stadium. And it was basically, Edgefest was a touring festival that played all across Canada with all the bands like Hole and Foo Fighters and all those bands at the time played. And in 1997, Silverchair played. and the record company at the time asked me to come back and meet them. And labels would do that a lot. It kind of shows the band that, you know, the band's a priority to them, and, you know, they got these excited managers and owners they want to meet them. So it works on that level. And then hopefully for the label, you know, the manager or the buyer for that store gets excited and they order their album, more of them, so they sell more copies. It works on many levels. It's all one big greasy handshake. But I got to meet everyone I've ever wanted, and then a lot I did not want to meet. That's a whole other video. But Silverchair was some of the nicest. They were just young at the time, and they were promoting this album, and they were just some of the nicest guys I ever met. And it's one of those bands like Collective Soul, who I've met like 5 times because the label keeps on asking me to come back and meet them back in their, you know, in their glory time, and they make you like them. And that's the difference between a band who knows how to play the game and one that doesn't. Is, you know, they make you want to like them. Silverchair is one of those bands. And I listened to this vinyl. If you can find this SRC Hi-Fi vinyl, man, the bottom end is enough to, man, it just explodes out of your speakers. It's amazing pressing. And no, I like Freak Show and I like Neon Ballroom. First album. A lot of people love that album. It's a coming of age album. Anyways, I had to tell the Silverchair story because it kind of adds context to why I picked that up, and I really do like Freak Show. I think it's a great album, although a lot of people think it's derivative, and think what you want. All right, for my birthday, I have a feeling I'm not going to get through all this vinyl. But more for next video. It was my birthday, as I've said it 1,000 times. And there's a local guy named Terry. If you're in my city, I get asked this a lot. There's a place that's open Saturday, Sundays called E-Rock, letter E, R-O-C. And it's inside of a big, massive flea market, but it's actually a proper record store. Terry has everything. But you can't really write a title down and go down and find everything. What you'll go in and see is, because everything is flipping over, right? Because he's selling everything. But you'll go in and you'll look at the wall, or look at his little secret stash. Local people will know what I'm talking about. And he just has, you know, amazing stuff at any given time, like these. And I knew he had these. And a lot of people have been sniffing around them, and finally I had to pull the trigger. They were on hold for me, and my awesome wife went down, and that's me laying out cash, but my wife did, for these records for my birthday. And I got to talk about really quickly so Terry, thank you. Also, while I was there, an awesome guy named Rick came up to me and recognized me from these videos. What a really super nice guy. Thankfully, everyone who's come up to me from watching these videos has been super nice. Because you know, the other option is probably not so nice. But Rick, thank you very much. That was really nice, really nice to meet you. And thank you for watching this guy. Anyways, Krautrock. Krautrock is the unfortunate named. This is one of those times where a genre turns people off, I think, from exploring music. Krautrock is music that came out of Germany, primarily, I guess. Hence the name Krautrock. Late 60s, early 70s. And it sounds very pompous. I don't know what else. It's just, when you mention the name Krautrock, it's not the most attractive name. But really what Krautrock is, it's early electronic music. And it's you have to listen to it. It's it's almost like a journey. Some of it's very jammy, where it kind of just elongated pieces, and sometimes they're shorter, sometimes they're, you know, a little bit more guitars than keyboards. But it's just a mixed bag, and it's a fantastic genre that I found out in a really odd kind of way through Daniel Miller, owner and founder of Mute Records. Mute Records was the label that put out Depeche Mode, and they kind of without Daniel Miller, electronic music would never have progressed to where it is. you know, the Normal, Yaz, Erasure, bands like that, Moby. Daniel Miller's a huge Krautrock fan. That's what got him into music. And I found out about these bands many years ago through reading interviews with him. He's a massive fan of Can and Noi and bands like that. Anyways, and then Mute ended up reissuing some albums, Krautrock albums. That's my history with Krautrock. And if you don't call it Krautrock, it's actually just a lot of times just early electronic music with those early keyboards. But incredible nonetheless. And I just pulled a few Krautrock albums just to show you what kind of it is, because the band I'm going to show you, some people will know, some don't know. But Can, everyone kind of might know this album. In fact, this album is so well known and liked by people like Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols of John Lydon. Cites this album as one of his favorites of all time. So I mean, it's kind of all over the place. People who really love these albums. Early Kraftwerk. That's part of the genre. This is Autobahn and Noi. Some people might know Noi. That's all part of Krautrock. That's the Cliff Notes version. Anyways, here we go. Here's the Grails I did get. And I have to thank my wife, who always kicks it up a notch every year and gets me something just stupidly crazy. But I got the first two Harmonia albums. I got Music von Harmonia. I believe this is 1974. See, everyone locally will know this sticker. That's E-Rock. Music von... these are both original first pressings on Brain Records. Yeah. If you know these albums, then you'll be duly thrilled to see original presses. If you don't know this band, you might have to investigate. And then I got the second Harmonia album called Deluxe. Once again, an original pressing on Brain Records. And to pay respect to this album, I may have to make this my screenshot. Anyways, I had to talk about that one really quickly. We're 17 minutes in. I'm not going to get through all these damn albums. I might have to do this really quick here. So anyways, that was my two Grails. Thank you, Terry. Thank you to my wife. Amazing. Amazing. A tip and a half. A hit and a half or tip and a half to those who are going looking for cheap vinyl digging. Sometimes it pays to pay attention to what people have inside those records that they've donated. This is an Anne Murray album. You saw, if you're on the YouTube vinyl community on Facebook, you saw this as I found it. It's so odd. Anne Murray. We all see this in Canada at thrift stores. No big deal. I don't think anyone noticed what was written on the cover. I think someone had lost the cover to the album inside, and they were using this as a cover for this album. This is what caught my eye. I hope you can read that. Written in the corner is, "Here Comes the Warm Jets." So what do you think's inside this album? It's not Anne Murray. It's an original UK pressing. Oh, I don't know if it's original. It's 1973 anyways. It's the Island Pink rim cover, or label. Brian Eno, "Here Come the Warm Jets." An immaculate copy. I don't have a cover for it. I don't care. It was like $1. Anyways, so I don't know if I showed that off. Anyways, Brian Eno, "Here Come the Warm Jets." I did look it up. It says 1973. It's from the UK, so I'm gonna guess that's either first, second pressing. Anyways, man, and it's as clean as a whistle. So, anyways, pay attention to these little things. That's a little tip for you. You never know. All right, I gotta get to this one. I found this the other end of last week. This is an original. Okay, metal fans, if you're into metal, an original pressing of "Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath." I found that in the shrink. Like, see if I. So it's an original Combat Records pressing from the U.S. And you don't need to see the vinyl, but look at that. Yes, there is gold in, I mean, that's a stupid saying, the gold in them dar hills, but man, A first pressing. Merciful Fate. Don't Break the Oath. Man, that was... And it's in such nice condition, I put it in a MoFi sleeve. It's that nice. So yeah. Ready for more awesomeness? Although the cover's a bit roached. That's my tribute to Jay, vinyl in the band, roached. Question Mark and the Mysterians. This is an original US mono pressing on Cameo. Cover's a bit, you know, has a little rub there. Vinyl plays beautiful. I just had to really give it a deep cleaning, but I found that. How awesome is that? If you don't know Question Mark and the Mysterians, one of the kind of best known kind of garage bands of the 60s, they had a kind of a hit with 96 Tears, which this album is called 96 Tears. So I found Question Mark and the Mysterians. I don't know, Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to leave them behind, but I had a copy of Led Zeppelin. That was a whopping $2. Kind of it's a decent condition Atlantic. But I was going to say this is a copy that would make a first copy for a kid, which I might gift that to some kid probably. Who knows? Who knows? How many copies of this album do I need? Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. I can't remember if I ever owned this album now, but I've been finding a lot of Dylan lately for relatively inexpensive prices. Blood on the Tracks. So now I have to rush through. This was an album that's been on my Discogs want list for a long time, and I've just never pulled the trigger. Not that it's a valuable album, but it's you just never see it, and you can get it for a decent price on Discogs, but then you factor in shipping, and then you're paying like more than what the album's worth. And in Canada, this was only released by Columbia House Records as a club edition. And I've never seen this in my hand, and I've always wanted it. It's Foreigner, Unusual Heat. And what's good about this album is that, well, I just don't have it. And I like the album. It's kind of that cock rock, early 90s sound. This is the album after Lou Gramm left. So they brought a new singer. I think his name is Johnny Edwards. And they had a really good song called Low Down and Dirty off this album. And if you like Bad Company from that era, Bad Company's Holy Water and Here Comes Trouble, this album sounds exactly like those albums. You can't tell the difference. But Foreigner, Unusual Heat, I really like this album. I perversely like this album. I don't know why. Didn't do nothing when it came out, and it kind of broke up the band from moving further on from that with that singer. But it's just one of those commercial hard rock albums. A little bit more hard rock than the Lou Gramm Foreigner, oddly enough. But I guess the public didn't take to no Lou Gramm and Foreigner. All right, some of these you might have seen on YouTube Vinyl Community. This is how good the cheap vinyl shopping has been. Public Image Limited, 2nd edition, Canadian pressing. This is on the Blue Island label for us nerds. One of my favorite bands. I've talked about these guys a lot, and there it was. And really quickly, about a minute before I got there, someone else got there, and they were scooping out all these albums, and I'm like doing the bottom shelf that he wasn't at, and I'm looking at what he's pulling out, and I'm like, fuck. So it turns out he left most of the good stuff for me. He got a couple good things, but I don't know if he knew what was all there. Anyways, a lot of those albums are coming up that the guy left behind, but I was like, you know when that happens? Someone scoops you like just a minute before you get there. Thankfully, he grabbed a lot of other stuff that he did get a couple things. He says he didn't. I was talking to him. He says he had no idea what he grabbed, but I think he was fine. Anyways, Public Image Limited, 2nd. Someone donated a whole collection because there's a lot of music like this coming up. I think this is an upgrade copy for me, to be honest with you. The Accused, punk fans or crossover fans, crossover metal fans. I've never seen this album before. It's from 1991? 1990. It's an album of theirs called Grinning Like an Undertaker. And you might, if you know The Accused, you probably know their albums, Martha Splatterhead, Return of Martha Splatterhead. Those are kind of classic punk albums. And this kind of came slightly after that. And it's a promo copy. I don't know where the camera is here. There you go. And a promo copy of The Accused, Gritting Like an Undertaker. Never heard this. I'm going to guess this is more leaning towards that metal sound of the time, the punk metal crossover. I had no idea this even existed, and there it was for $2. The Barracudas, Dropout with the Barracudas. I gotta rush through these. Sorry, if Barracudas, if you don't know Barracudas, have a listen. Just tremendous band. I might have to cherry pick here. I might have to. This is more of those albums that Guy Left Behind, so it's all kind of the same music. The Lucy Show. Mana. Was it Mania? Mana. I couldn't see the I. I don't know a lot about the Lucy Show. But it's kind of in league with a lot of that stuff that of this donation kind of alternative kind of. I don't know. I've seen people post this album before. And I'm never going to sneeze at $2 for an album who I think might be great. Anyways, the Lucy Show, Mania. I was excited to find this one. Don't see it a whole lot. Is the Primitives Pure? This was all from that one donation. I passed up on a sealed copy of this last year in a small town in Alberta. But anyways, I'm glad I did because this is a next to new copy anyways for a couple bucks. What am I running at here? Oh my god. What do I show? What do I show? What do I show? Alright, I'm gonna rush through. I found some more actually this is a continuation of last video where I had these awesome promo singles. Sisters of Mercy, Dominion promo copy from the US. The A side is the single version of Dominion. And the B side is a vocal version of Dominion Mother Russia, which is the long version. Sisters of Mercy promo stuff. My god, I was happy to see that. I have the standard 12-inch for this one, but this is a nice promo copy of Love and Rocket's Mirror People. I mean, that haul from the last video with all those promo singles, man. Replacements. I love the Replacements. A lot of people kind of go back and forth what their favorite albums are, but my favorite album is an album called Pleased to Meet Me, because that was the first album I listened to. A song called The Ledge, which used to play was on MTV a lot. I had MTV on satellite. And I really loved that song, The Ledge. That's what got me into the Replacements. And lo and behold, a one-track promo single of the Replacements, The Ledge. My favorite Replacements song. Yeah, it's the same song, both sides. But a beautiful Sire Records promo copy of The Ledge. Man. Pretenders promo. I love these Sire ones from the time because all the Sire ones look the same. I have some Depeche Mode ones that look exactly like this. This is the Pretenders promo of Back on the Chain Gang and My City Was Gone. I actually like My City Is Gone better than the A-side. But these Sire promos were awesome because it wasn't some throwaway track on the B-side. They put in another really good song for radio to kind of to listen to and get into them. Yeah, it's Pretenders promo single. And I might have to cap this, man. Like, I still got more awesomeness. I got some jazz in here. I got Hungarian progressive rock. I got some other standard stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna end it here. That was a lot. For some context, this is what I showed you today. So yeah, although I feel like I cheated you, I really didn't. Anyways, oh yeah, one other quick thing. Sorry, someone gave me shit for not including the link for Dots and Loops vinyl live stream, which will also be down there. No, it's over. That one, Trish will be here. Dan, I'll be over here at Dots and Loops vinyl. His awesome live streams, and someone wanted the link, so I'll include that link too. Also, I gotta say thank you. Someone sent me a nice message from, is it Edinburgh, Scotland? His name's Gary. I know he's from Scotland, sorry. I'm all flustered from this long video, Gary. But he sent me a nice message. He sought me out on Facebook and just said how much he liked my videos. So Gary, you're awesome. In fact, his message went along the lines of, are you Nazz Nomad from YouTube? And then I think my response was, Depends if you like my videos or not, because you never know. Anyways, he was very nice, very complimentary, and hearing from people from all over the world is really exciting. I really get a kick out of that. So, anyways, to Rick, who I met in person, and Gary I met via on Messenger. It's a pleasure to talk to you, Gary, and Rick. It was very, very nice to meet you. I got more vinyl to show you next video, because you know what? I talk, which is my prerogative once again. And I got nothing more to say. Thank you very much, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Once again, thank you for all the well wishes. And thank you for watching my videos. And what can I say? It's Devo. I love Devo. Here's the thing. I got videos loaded. They're uploaded. I've not made them public. And I don't know if you guys are going to watch them. If you guys aren't, I just don't feel like uploading them or making them public. I got my favorite. I'm starting to make. I hate list videos. That's all YouTube is nowadays. It's just list videos. The top 10 unsolved murders. The top 10 biggest burps. I don't know. It just I hate list videos. Only because they're everywhere. A lot of fellow vinyl community people have made list videos, and that's fine. So I like to call them my favorite videos. So it's my favorite because, you know, top 10 versus favorite are two different things. Anyways, I have I've kind of been making definitive favorite album videos, and I made one of my favorite 80s albums, my favorite metal albums, my favorite punk albums. I do have 2 videos uploaded of Okay, I'll Listen to It, where I listen to a classic album for the first time and give you my thoughts. So I got about like 6 videos ready to go. If any of those videos interest you, if you made it this far, let me know. Maybe I'll make that one public. Because the fines are going to dry up at some point. Anyways, there's 32 minutes and 8 seconds of your life. And my life. Thank you, everyone. As always, I really appreciate it. More than you'll ever know. You're all I have to talk to about music. And my wife, when she's, you know, not mad at me for buying too much records. Take care, everyone.